How to get back on track after an alcohol relapse. Daniel Paulino here. Welcome to the channel. Subscribe if you want to see more topics like this. Today we're going to talk about understanding why people relapse, the common alcohol drinking triggers that you need to avoid, immediate steps to take right after a relapse, and building healthy habits that is going to help you build that emotional strength, that emotional resilience, so that you can overcome those slips and falls, and so that you can prolong your sobriety, right? Because it's never a straight line, but the goal is you want to track it and you want to progress it. So if it's your first time seeing me, this channel, I'm a holistic health coach certified in herbal medicine, and this channel focuses on helping individuals release unwanted weight and overcome alcohol addiction. If you want to see more videos like that, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment for future video topics. So let's get right into it. So we're gonna start by talking about understanding why people relapse. So the first thing you have to understand that it's estimated that about 40 to 60% of people in recovery will experience relapse. And it's not just for alcohol, it's in life. Whenever you fall into a bad habit, it's never gonna be a straight line. So it's okay that you slipped, is normal, is part of the deal. This is how it works. So don't feel shame, don't feel guilt around it. That's just how it works. So that's the first thing you have to understand. Next, like I said earlier, you have to understand peaks and valleys, right? So I'll give you an example. When I wanted to, one of my struggles was that I couldn't wake up on time. I always struggled to have a steady sleeping schedule, especially if I was out on holiday, vacation. When I got back, I couldn't get myself to stick to my schedule. So what I would do is that I would slowly get it back to where I wanted, right? So start waking up 30 minutes earlier, then 30 minutes earlier, 30 minutes earlier, and then I would get sleepy earlier, and I was able to readjust that cycle. And it's the same thing that you want to do with alcohol. Just know that you are going to have peaks and valleys, and you want to track it, and you want to gradually get yourself out of it, because trying to quit abruptly is really difficult, and it could actually be dangerous. You could have seizures, all sorts of withdrawal symptoms, and even die from it. There's many people who have died because they try to quit cold turkey. You don't want to do that. You want to do it gradually. And so that's one thing that you have to understand. It's never a straight line. So you do want to develop a drinking journal, a tracking sheet, track when you drank, how much you drank. And you want to, if you're an extra nerd, you could put, you see I have one of these charts here in the back. It's about tracking. You can even develop some flow charts or whatever if you want to get that deep into it. It's not necessary, but just tracking it. Whatever you measure, you can manage, and when you can manage, grows, because you could know the inputs in and out. And what the goal of reducing it over time. So a lot of the things that the common triggers to alcohol, right, that causes you to fall back into drinking is stress, death, somebody dies, job loss, breakups, time off. And so a lot of these have to do with emotional triggers, things that trigger you emotionally. And so part of overcoming alcoholism is that you want to develop that emotional strength. You want to develop tools that is going to help you overcome those things. And it's just very powerful, night and day. You don't want to live in fear and worry and doubt. You don't want to live like that. You want to be able to have tools that are going to help you overcome that. And so I'll just give you one tool right now. Maybe I get into more down the video, because I want to make this brief, under 10 minutes. So one of the tools that you can use is that whenever you're experiencing something deeply emotionally wounding or something is tormenting you, is that when things like that happen, your brain operates more from your emotional side instead of your logical side, right? So it's flipped. You're more emotional instead of logical. So the fastest way to actually switch that is to be in tune with your body, and the stronger ways to do that is by doing exercise. Drop and give me 20. What do they say in the military? Drop and give me 20. So as soon as you're experiencing those deep emotional worries, go for a walk, do some exercise, drop and give me 20 burpees, or until you cannot sustain yourself. So how do you do burpees? Simply, you do a push-up and then you do a jumping jacks. You get up and jump and then you go back to doing the push-up. And you want to do it slowly, time yourself. Up, slow, down, slow. And get up and do that 20. And you want to do that until you're losing your breath, until your body gives up. And so what happens when you do that is that your logical brain kicks in, because your brain intuitively notices, wow, we're in the fight or flight mode, and so they forget about all those worries and doubts, and your brain becomes more logical. And then you want to work on journaling, planning how are you going to overcome these struggles, how are you going to release these emotional issues. You want to feel the pain, don't run from them. Allow yourself to feel these emotional wounds, and so that's going to allow you to heal yourself from these triggers. So what are some of the things that you want to do immediately? If you're like getting value from this, hit the subscribe button. So if you're getting things to do immediately after a relapse, so I'm going to give you a couple of different steps in no particular order. So you want to accept and expect it, right? And the reason you want to accept and expect it is because once you get your expectations properly in your mind, that's going to allow you to avoid that disappointment, right? And it's horrible when you feel disappointed in yourself or when people feel disappointed in you. You just have to know that yes, it's going to come, and you want to look to reduce them over time, but it's part of the plan. You could be sober for a year and then fall and have horrible relapses. It's normal. You could be sober for 5 years, 10 years and have horrible relapses. So just know that it's part of being in the struggle. It's part of being life. You have to stay vigilant to the end, because these struggles are going to come no matter what. So just know and accept it, and it's okay. We're not perfect. It's not about those shortcomings that we have. It's about what you do most of the time. And that's why you want to get yourself to create those gaps where you have alcohol-free days, alcohol-free weeks, months, and years. That's what you want to look to create. So and then one of the things you want to do is you want to connect and stay connected to somebody who's going to keep you accountable, a coach, somebody who's going to track your goals with you, go with you week to week or month to month as you're doing life, as you're doing your goals. You should always have a team around you, some people or a community around you that is going to hold you accountable. The lone wolf gets eaten. So you do not want to be in the lone wolf situation. So you want to connect with like-minded people that are going to uplift you, people that you could check in, maybe one-on-one or through a group setting, where you every week you connect, or multiple times a week, but at least once a week connect. What are your struggles? What are the journeys? And so you always want to keep that in mind. Next, you can the next point I want you to understand is that when you're driving, you can't see if your brake lights them. I'm choking here. I probably should have gotten water instead of juice. This is like a natural homemade juice here, but I should have like strained it a little bit better so I don't choke. But anyways, so you can't see when you're driving, you can't see if your brake light is out unless somebody tells you. So that's why you always want to be surrounded with like-minded people who are going to push you. And it's said that in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. So you want to be plugged in. Next, and also it gives you a perspective. When you have that team of people, counselors, they're going to give you fresh perspective. And you're going to be able to, the next thing you want to do is reflect. Every time you do have a relapse, write down what caused it, and then make a plan for you to overcome it the next time. So next point, building healthy habits through emotional strength. So actually I already explained this, which is the exercise. You want to build exercise. I explained the benefits of journaling, and also food. What you eat has a huge impact on your life. So you want to eat whole food, plant-based. That's what I do. Cut out the processed foods, the foods with chemicals, the pesticides, cut out the meat. I don't eat any meat. You want to eat more fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, things like that. Whole food, whole living foods you want to eat, because that's going to fuel you. That's going to make you feel good. And that is powerful. You have to do that. Subscribe to my channel so that you can stay up to date with that. So if you want my personal help, hit me up on Instagram, and then just tell me what are you struggling with. Maybe I could work with you one-on-one, or I could add you to one of my communities so that you can have that support around you. See you on the next one. And make sure to hit the like button and comment, what other videos do you want to see. Let's make this channel a team effort. See you on the next one.